Scams. What are scams? How to scam people? Why do people get scammed? Is there more to it? All this and more in today's episode of Scammed by Yanko. So, every time I hear about people getting scammed, I feel kinda bad for them. I think it's a reasonable feeling for most people. But not long ago, I started overthinking my whole attitude towards this. It was triggered by this stupid-ass debacle with Hawk2 coin or whatever. Like, what the hell? Who was stupid enough to buy it? I was overthinking it again and again, and then I started to remember some stuff. Like, there were actually people who bought in CryptoZoo, people who lost money on other countless crypto, NFT, and just plain financial pyramid schemes. I was sitting and trying to find the answer. Why do people actually do it? I'm not about creating scams. That's easy, just for money. But why do people invest in scams? In blatant scams? Don't they have common sense? I thought thoroughly about this. So, it's a time for a story. I remembered a time when I was like 18 or 19 years old, I don't remember. Some guy tried to drag me into getting easy money scheme. At first, I didn't understand what he was advertising to me. So, we went together into this company office. In corridors, there were a lot of good-looking girls with clipboards meeting us. So, we came into this office where this tall, good-looking dude in a suit greeted us. Bro was around 23, I think, but I'm not sure. We sat in front of the whiteboard and this dude started telling us the history of this company. But there was something weird in the way he was talking. It was like he was speeding without letting you think at all. He was jumping from theme to theme, and I actually feel like my brain was starting to boil up. So, I glanced at this guy who brought me there, and he looked hypnotized. So, this interview continued. Tall dude started to explain how their business model works. At that moment, I understood that it's just a plain old multi-level marketing pyramid. Oh, and the funny thing, when this guy was drawing schemes on a whiteboard, he draws them upside down so it wouldn't look like a pyramid. So, after explaining all that, he asked me if I need some explaining or do I understand everything. I answered that I understand how pyramids works. He seemed unsatisfied, but after a couple of minutes, he admitted that it's indeed a pyramid. He also added that it's a stable pyramid. And I said that I'm not interested. The most interesting part was when we left the office. It was me and that guy who tried to drag me in. I asked him, like, what the fuck, man, it's a pyramid, you're gonna lose your money. But he kept saying that he believes in it, and he gonna earn good money, and that he cannot lose. I was kinda astonished by him. Bro didn't give off stupid vibes before he tried to defend the pyramid. So, after I remembered this part of my life, my thoughts changed a bit. How do people get scammed? Do they don't know that there's free cheese only in a mousetrap? For fuck's sake, this idiom is literally the same in Ukrainian and Russian. I even had to Google to find what an English alternative, to find that it's literally the same. Do people don't understand that they're gonna get scammed if they invest into a pyramid? Or is it just a stupid tax? Wait, a stupid tax? Aren't investing in these scams is just gambling? So why do we feel bad for people who got scammed on crypto or pyramid, but clown on the gambling addicts who lost everything in casinos when they're nothing but the same? After this epiphany, I looked at the world a little different. But wait, you might say, people don't actually realize that this is a scam. They wouldn't invest in it if they knew that it's an outright scam. Would they? Let me tell you a story. Let's go back to 1993, Russia. Soviet Union has collapsed, everything around is shit. It's so shit that its Slav country's phrase "go back to the 90s" is akin to country going to hell. And now let's meet our today's hero. His name is Sergei Mavrodi. Bro decided to pull off a classic pyramid. He called it MMM, for first letters of the creator's surnames. He managed to accumulate a pyramidillion amount of money, like 1/3 of the whole Russia budget amount. And of course, after that, the pyramid fell, and bro got into a jail. And that's where the circus started. Cue the circus music. While in jail, he started to collect signatures to become a deputat. A deputat is basically a Russian senator. Also, instead of like 100 senators, there are 450 deputats.
Post-production Yanko here, it's actually something between senator and House of Representative. In Russia, those two are basically the same.
After 2 months of this, he was nominated to become a deputat. And he was somehow elected while he was still in jail. And guess what deputats have? A criminal immunity. So he was instantly released. And he instantly started to scam people again, but this time as a government official. But that's not even the end. In about half a year, his mandate was revoked. And of course, he became wanted once more. All of Russia's Siloviki looked for him for years. He was also declared wanted by the Interpol. But all of this didn't yield any results. Of course, before he was found 8 years later, living in his fucking apartment in Moscow that he's apparently never left. You can learn a scene or 3 about Russian security forces from this. Oh, and this is not even the end of the story. Apparently, during this hiding, he made a global internet pyramid and scammed around 275k people from Europe and US.
Apparently, it was one of the biggest pyramids in the history of the internet, of course.
And this is also not the end. He spent around 4 years in prison for all of this. He has written a couple of books. But what's next? In 2011, he decides to create a new pyramid. He calls it MMM again, and he advertises it as a pyramid, even saying that you can lose all your money here. And guess what? People invested and lost a bunch of money. And after that, he decided to do the same in 2012. You know, a pyramid to compensate people who lost their money in 2011. And of course, in 2012 people also lost a lot of money. Then bro did some international pyramids. It actually hit Nigeria really hard. About 2.5 million people lost all their money there. But this time he was never charged. Bro found a loophole, so he was never guilty. Then he did some crypto shenanigans and died. Apparently, someone uses his name to make scams even now. Even death cannot stop him from scamming. So, what did we learn from this story? That people will invest in crap that has scam written on it literally by its creator? Do we still feel bad for people who lost money this way? In the story we saw people on all stages. From after Soviet collapse, when people didn't even know about possibilities of getting scammed, to people who invest into a guy who already scammed them and says that he will do it again. And when in first case I still have some bad feelings, in later one there are no compassion in me. Likewise, there are no compassion in me left for people who lost all their money in countless crypto and NFT scams. Because it wasn't a secret that it was scams all along. What's the message of this whole story? To say that scams are bad? To show human stupidity? To show that it's your own duty to research stuff and not be greedy? I don't know myself. But if you are a casino looking to sponsor a banner on a small VTuber screen, I would gladly take it.